Hey guys, it's Zoe, and today I am going to be filming my book collection, my book collection video. This will probably be split up into a few videos because I have a lot of books. And I don't know if I'm going to get too in depth about all of them, just because there is a lot of them. But yeah, I'm going to start off with the book that I'm reading and then show the past 9 books that I have read, and then we'll get into the ones I haven't read and the ones I've read in the past. So the one I'm currently reading is Right Where I Belong by Krista McGee, I think you say. And this one is basically about a girl who lived in Spain. Her parents are divorced, and her father constantly jumps into different relationships. And once he divorced his third wife, his daughter was tired of it because she had grown close with her. And so she had moved with her stepmother to Florida and is refusing to ever love somebody because she doesn't want to do what her father did to somebody, or doesn't want somebody to do what her father did to her. But yeah, this is the first book. And I just woke up a few minutes ago, so I'm sorry if my voice is still a little weird. So the next one is a series of 6 books, and I think it's Lancaster County, Saga, whatever you say. I read this in 4 days, I want to say. They're just short little books, 8 chapters except for the last one. But it's basically about a Amish woman whose husband had lost his job, and they were struggling financially. They had some in their savings, so they were living on that, but that wouldn't last forever. And so he was looking for something, and his uncle had offered him that he buy his business, but he had to travel to go learn the skill for it. And it was in the middle of winter, and something had happened to him to the point where everybody thought he had died. I got this, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago. There was a while where I wasn't reading anything, and so I have a lot of books I gotta catch up on. And I believe my dad and stepmom got me these ones. Oh, so the books I typically like to read are like mysteries and thrillers and romance. I'm sure there's some other ones in here that I've gotten years ago. So the next one is a sequel, and I had gotten this one, I'm pretty sure I've talked about it already, for school, and it's One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus, and then the sequel to it is One of Us is Next. I had just recently finished this one. I think it was last week. I'm filming this on February 1st. But this one is about, it's kind of a mixture of The Breakfast Club and Pretty Little Liars. Um, so it's about these 4 students who were put in detention, and there was a 5th one, and everybody made it out except for one person. He had died in detention, and I'm not going to say anything that's not on like the description in the back or anything. I'm not going to give anything away. But one of them had died, and the 4 other students, since they were the only ones in the room other than the teacher, they were suspects of killing him. And so they had gone through everything. They were constantly getting questioned. Everybody started hating them. And they had come together to try and figure out what had really happened. And then a whole bunch of secrets were revealed, and they eventually figured out what really happened. And then in the sequel is about 3 students, Phoebe, Maeve, which is one of the sisters of the other 4 in the first book, and then Knox. And in the first book, they talked about a website where the one who died she had a whole bunch of secrets about people. He was constantly gossiping because he wanted to be involved. And a lot of people had looked up to him, and so they started making copycats of the website he had created. But all of them got shut down because they didn't want another death to happen. Or the students had shut them down that had started it. But there was this one that didn't shut down, and it continued to go. But it stopped after only a few people had been affected by it. Okay, so the last book that I have recently read, and I have tried reading this book before and I couldn't get through it, and it wasn't that it was bad, it was that I just couldn't focus on it. But it's 5 Feet Apart. I'm pretty sure you know what it is about, but it's about a girl named Stella and then a guy named Will, and they have cystic fibrosis. And they had gotten close and stuff. But yeah, so this was the last book. No, this was the first book I had finished. Okay, so now we're gonna get into ones that I haven't read. The first one is a trilogy by Nora Roberts, and it's the Cousin Odia trilogy, I think. So the first one is Dark Witch, and then Shadow Spell and Blood Magic is the last one. I believe I got this from, I think this was from my grandma on my dad's side. I could be wrong though. I honestly don't know how I got half of these books. It's either I bought them years ago or somebody else bought them for me years ago, or somebody had just given them to me. But yeah, I haven't read these yet, and I don't know if this is going to be my next read or if I'm going to stick with the kind of romance theme right now. My feet are falling asleep. But yeah, I have also outgrown my bookcase. Each row has 2 rows of books. So I need to stop buying books. And I probably will for right now unless I find something that I really, really want. Um, so the next one is Finding You by Joe Watson. Um, and it says that it's about a girl named Jane Smith who was adopted. Um, and she feels unloved and unlike the rest of her family. Um, and by the time she turns 25, she's trying to find her place in the world. And she moves to Greece and she finds her birth father and the real Jane. Um, and all she knows about him is that he's a tour guide named Dimitri. But yeah, so I got this at Target a few years ago. I think I had a gift card from Christmas. So then I got the next trilogy from my mother. She bought it years ago, and she was at first gonna have me read it because she didn't know what it was about until she got further on, and I was younger at the time. But it's the 50 Shades of Grey series. I eventually ended up with it anyways. My mother doesn't read um, all that much unless she finds something she really likes. Um, so yeah, I have a trilogy of that. Um, okay. So let's start with this section. Ow. Um, some of these you might have already seen either from other videos or from, can't get it out, the Christmas video of this year, or last Christmas. Um, so the first one is Out of the Attic by Lucy Andrews. This is one you have already seen. It was in the Christmas video. But it's about a married woman who ends up with an unexpected pregnancy. Um, she's often alone in a mansion. Her husband's very wealthy. And she can feel like the ancestors judging her. No, you can't eat the food. Um, and then even her son that she had given birth to feels like an alien to her. With a husband alternately absent and possessively close, Queen doesn't yet realize that she's barely scratching the surface of what lies beneath Foxworth Howell's dark facade of the family that guards its legacies. Um, I was gonna start eating this one before um, The Right Where I Belong, but I decided I didn't want to read a mystery right now. Um, so yeah, the next book is City of Secrets by Stuart Onan. I think that's how you say his last name. Um, I actually think I got this one from the Dollar Tree. Every once in a while, I'll go and look over there and see if there's anything that catches my eye. But this says in a deeply felt novel of intrigue and identity, Brand, a Jewish refugee in 1945, sets out for Palestine, and tries to restore himself in the underground movement fighting for independent Israel. He falls in love with Ava, a fellow survivor, and member of his cell reclaim his faith and commits himself to the revolution, accepting secret missions that grow more and more dangerous even as he begins to suspect he's being used by their cell's dashing leader Asher. By the time Van understands the truth, it's too late, and the tragedy that ensues changes the course of history. And then this one is not all of them say what they are, but this one is a fiction book. So then this is Whispering Hearts by Lucy Andrews. I got this one was also in the Christmas video. I got this one at Walmart. My cats might start playing. Okay. And then I got this one a long time ago, but it's Life is Short by Jennifer Arnold and Bill Clean. I don't know if you ever heard of them, but they had or have, I don't know if they still do, a TV show called The Little Couple on TLC, and my mom and I used to watch it all the time. And I had seen this book, I think it was in Colorado, or on my way to Colorado, and I had gotten it. So I had something to read because I forgot to pack a book. And I had started to read it, and then we got busy and I got unfocused. Okay, so the next one is something I got when I was younger, and it's Nancy Drew Diaries, Strangers on a Train, Mystery of the Midnight Rider, Curse of the Arctic Star, and Once Upon a Thriller. So I guess I've always kind of gravitated towards books like this and mysteries and thrillers and the occasional romance. So then I don't have the entire series, but I got the Infinity Ring, the first four, Curse of the Ancients, the Trapdoor, Divide and Conquer, and then Immunity in Time. And they have, I don't remember how many more. I think there's 6 or 7 of them. I could be wrong. They only show the next book at the end, so this is number 5. But I'm pretty sure there's more than that. I got these when I was in, I want to say middle school. Okay, and then I have the Hunger Games, the 3 books. So Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and Mockingjay. And I think my stepmom got me these ones. I think she had found them at Goodwill. Okay, so the next book I have, I'm gonna cover a name because I got this from an old friend, and she had wrote her name on it. But it's The Love Dog by Tamar Geller. And I'll just read the little back here. The Love Dog method is nothing short of a revolution. Tamara Geller shows us a pathway beyond punishment and reminds us that understanding and respect are the key words in dog training. In the 21st century now, these common senses and humane principles are set out clearly in a single accessible volume. I honestly don't know how I ended up with this book. I know I got it from an old friend, but I don't know how I got it. So then I have False Conception by Stephen Greenleaf. I don't know how to say his first name. And it's a John Marshall Tanner mystery. And I must have gotten this at my library did a like book sale type thing in their warehouse. They were getting tons of books away. And I think it was you get a brown paper bag full of books. I think it was for $1. So this was one of the books I had picked out. So then I have the 4th and 10th Dork Diary book. I got this years ago. So Tales from a Not So Perfect Pet Sitter and Tales from a Not So Graceful Ice Princess. And then I have, this is another book that I got at the library during that sale. This is Dead Man's Touch by Kit Ehrman. I think that's how you say his last name. But this is I want to say it's a mystery story. Yeah, a mystery story. Okay. So, you guys have also seen this one, The Cousins by Karen M. McManus, and A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I talked about these in my Christmas video a few weeks ago. And then I also got this one, I believe, by that same friend of the dog. But it's Murder, She Meowed by Vita Mae Brown and Sneaky Pie Brown. And it doesn't say what type of book it is, unless I'm just not seeing it. Okay. So then the last two in this section, and it might be the last two in this video just because I'm almost 30 minutes in, is A Splash of Red by Antonia Fraser. I could be saying her name wrong. And I got this one at the library as well. And this is also a mystery story. It says, everyone loved Chloe Fontaine, tiny and exquisitely pretty. Her fragile looks hid a considerable talent as a novelist. Yes, everyone loved Chloe Fontaine, or had loved her. There have been series of admirers, lovers, and husbands ever since her arrival in literary London. Her friends sometimes remarked on the oddest contrast of her disorderly private life and the careful formality of her work, but it hardly seemed to matter. Even when even the critics adored her. And then the last one that I'm gonna do in this video, I'll probably film all the videos at once, but this is just the last one, and this one is Time Riders Day of the Predator by Alex Scarrow. I believe I got this one by my grandma's old neighbor, on my mom's side. She had found out that I liked reading and decided to give me this book. I haven't read it yet. I attempted to read it when I was struggling to focus on reading and I wasn't really reading much. My obsession with reading had gone away, but my obsession of getting books never went away, and so I ended up with a lot of unread books. But yeah, so this is the last one of this book, of this video. I still have tons of books that I will try and put in my next one. There are a couple of books that I had only gotten because I needed them for school. But yeah, so this is the last one of this video. I'm going to film part 2 and maybe a part 3 if I need it. But comment down below any other video ideas. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And subscribe. Sorry, my cat scared me. Subscribe to get and hit the notification bell to get notified every time I upload a new video. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. Love you.